Fitz. All right, so here's the question, Fitz. This is a sincere question. It's not rhetorical. I do want feedback.
Okay.
Fitz. Oh, he's got a mic. So here it is. So I had 60 minutes just now with the recruiting people, and I was thinking, for me to make the most money, I'm going to go with beat the crud out of them about calling all their friends until they're willing to take a bet of $5,000 that I start calling through their friends, and I'm going to have their friends say to me, "No, I don't know what Boone does. I don't know he won't be doing insurance," and I'll give him $5,000 if all of them say, "Yeah, I know he's in insurance. I'm not doing it." So as long as they know he's in insurance and wants them to do it, then I feel like he's done his job. And he said, "I'll take you $5,000 because you ain't going to call one of my friends because they all know I'm in it." But everybody else is like, "I ain't taking that bet." So I went hard I crushed how important calling everybody you know is. I beat it to death. What I could have done is spent 60 minutes telling them to spend $15 for President's Club to book appointment every 15 minutes. I could have spent an hour getting them to buy $300 worth of ZipRecruiter ads, and they would talk to all these people through cold market. So I went with warm market. I feel like sometimes we just give up trying to tell people the right thing to do, and then we start telling them the next best thing because it's just so tiring. Could you give me some counseling or coaching? Like, what's your...
No. I know a trap when I see one. I'm not a dumbass.
Well, how would you respond to that situation? Because I'm thinking there had to be people judging me, like, he should have told him about ZipRecruiter or something. I don't know.
I mean, so I had a breakout last night on building. What, did I do good, Abian?
You rocked it, bro.
Right. It was 40 minutes. What'd you just have? 40 minutes? How long was that breakout? 40 minutes? You're supposed to tell them everything in 40 minutes? Seems a little absurd. There's no way I could do it in 40 minutes. No way you could do it. But I think that if you got to go one way on how to start recruiting, The Speed of Trust, Stephen Covey book, probably find it in the store. Like, you got to start with warm market. Now, you would want to do, like, ideally, well, let's do both. Let's get your warm market going. Let's run some ads. Let's talk to both. But you, in telling that room, start with who you know. What you're saying is, I care about you getting your business off the ground faster rather than slower. So I'm going to emphasize and spend my time that I've got, 40 minutes, on what I think is going to do that the best. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can run ZipRecruiter ads, and people are going to respond, but you got that whole speed of trust thing. Like, you got to convince them that insurance is real. This is not a scam. It's been going on for 400 years. The government is slow. They're not that slow. Like, it would have been found out by now. Yes, that's really what we do say on the phone. Yes, we really do go to the home and say this in the home. You got to convince all those things. But if I know Abian for 20 years and I say, hey, this is a good deal, here's what we do, he's got a lot less questions, and instead he's going to move a lot faster. So if you're given 40 minutes to share with the room how best to get their business up and off the ground, you have to start with warm market. I think you did the right thing.
I feel better about my talk now, Fitz. Thank you. I thought I went with the right thing.
You give a crap. You care.
What'd you say?
You care. You give a crap. I mean, in here, Jeff Bright was talking about the type A's and the type B's and the C's. You're clearly an A. Off the charts.
That's what my wife calls me, an A.
Like a double A. Like, you're like a double A. But you're off the charts,
I'm an 8A.
But what you just did was communicate to B's very well. I care. Here's proof. I'm telling you what to do because I care. If I didn't care, I'd say, yeah, call President's Club, run some ads, you'll be fine. But you care, so you told them the truth.
What do you say?
Me. All right, just making sure.
No, you.
Similarly, when we start someone on the selling side, we're like, hey, let's go do some warm market reviews. Like, talk to your warm market. Why? Well, one, it's a great place to fail. I was like, they're probably not going to laugh at you too much. I mean, so I think it's natural to start there. And it's like, man, it's like somebody should have told John Miller this 25 years ago. Don't be a John Miller.
John Miller was in Amway with Mike and Noel. He was in Amway. When he got in insurance, he did not call them. But when he was looking at the leaderboard for the company, he saw Lewantovich. And he thought to himself, but it showed up as, what's her first name?
W, not just W. Levantovich.
W. Her name is Wanoka.
Nyoka.
But it was W. Levantovich. Is the W silent?
Yeah. Unless you screw it up. That's our telemarketer giveaway. Is Wanoka Lewanowitz there?
So he sees W. Levantovich. He looks in his phone. Does he call you?
He calls me.
Hey.
He says, hey, do you know any W. Levantoviches? So his first question was, how many Levantoviches are there in the United States? I said, I don't know, a dozen of us. I'm related to all of them. He said, do you know a W. Levantovich? At first it caught me off guard. I said, well, my grandfather, he was Walter, but he's dead. I said, why do you ask? He said, because I'm looking at this leaderboard. I said, what leaderboard? Well, for this insurance mortgage protection company. I said, really? Funniest thing, Noel just started doing that.
Got him.
And so then he was like, well, do you think we could change anything? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean change?
They go try to steal him.
And he's like, I said, Alex doing a great job. We like him. He said, why didn't you call us, John? John, why did you call? It's like what I should have said. He said, why was you making financial decisions for me and Noel without our input? So like when you're not calling just to talk to someone, because people aren't wearing on their sleeve what's going on, what you're really doing is making huge financial decisions for them without their input. Doesn't that sound rude?
You don't want to be rude.
You don't want to be that kind of an asshole.
You don't want to be a rear end. Okay, so Riddle, work with me on this. Guy hires 26 people direct to him, none of them selling, none of them recruiting. How many points is he going to get? Let me do an even number, 20. 20 people.
100.
Huh?
100.
100 points. No, you get 20 times 10 is 200.
Oh.
You get 200.
200.
20 of them fast track, 20 times 10, that's 200. And then
5 for a contract.
25 for contracting. So 25 times 20, what's that? 400, 500. So you get 500 plus 1 is 600 points. Should he do a jig or a dance if he got 600 points? 26 people. What do you think's not happening, and what do you think he needs to do if he hires 26 people? Or 20 people.
I mean, I would question what he's doing. I mean, I would stop doing what you're doing. I wouldn't stop recruiting, but I would stop whatever you're doing after you recruit him. Because
Why not? Why so?
Because apparently it's not working.
Well, give me some suggestions what he should do to those 20 people.
I mean, it's list, license, conference. I mean, it's back to the basics in the Green Book. Has they asked them for a list? Have they started to get them in class, and are they talking to them about getting to conference?
What about if I go back to what Fitz said? What if he just don't care about them? Maybe
Apparently
he should start.
apparently
Maybe
he does not.
Maybe she should start caring about people.
I mean, they should, because apparently they don't care about any of them because they didn't do anything with them. But I mean, it's one of those things. There's crazy people out there.
Oh,
And there's people that
I met a couple.
won't do anything. So the problem is if it's 26 you may have just got 26 crazy people. The odds probably are not in your favor for that. There's probably one good one in there. So you got to.
I mean, at least do one policy.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at what you do and execute on the good ones. And not care about the crazy ones. But if you're just like everyone's crazy, then you're probably the crazy. So it's like, what are you doing? And it's just keeping it simple and knowing what's important.
Hey, backstage, is there any way we can get, I think we'll just go with one mic, dead center right here in between Angela and Mercedes. Do you use one of ours? We can use one of ours. Who do you want to hold it? Noel will do it. Winoka.
Winoka will do it.
Winoka Wanowich. So if you have a question, just come stand behind her and she'll vet you. And if it's too dumb of a question, she'll just put you back in the line. I'm just kidding. Kinda. I scared them. Okay. I want you to respond to think of the difference. 20 and they've not hired them. What are the odds that's ZipRecruiter recruiting versus if they hired 20 of their friends? Think about why do you think it's different how they handle Zip or newspaper or Craigslist versus if it's their friends? Why do you think it's handled differently?
The biggest reason, always look at how Andy recruited me. I knew Andy and Jane. Jeannie and I knew Andy and Jane. We trusted them. We really thought they were the coolest people in the world. And so when Andy called me about this business, there was no question in my mind that he was showing me something that would really help us and be legit. See, that's what we're talking about here, because when you hire someone off any of the recruiting methods that we do that are cold market, okay, remember, cold is cold, warm is warm, right? So cold, you have to create a relationship. Andy and I had known each other for years. We had trust already. So whatever he was going to do was like, I'm going to do whatever he's going to do. I already had tremendous respect for him. So when you have 26 people that you just don't know, there's so much to overcome in trying to get them going. But here's the key. Like Fitz taught yesterday, you don't have a recruit until you recruit someone for them. And it's not a cold recruit under them, it's a warm recruit under them. So when you got someone that they trust under them, then you got two people that trust each other that are going after this thing. So when Andy said, who do you know that's broke like you that needs help? I thought of Noel and Patrick Connors. I thought of these people right away. And so when I said, hey, you guys want to make some money? They said, sure. I didn't have a license. I didn't know nothing. They couldn't ask me the question, well, how much money are you making? I say, hey, man, there's a whole bunch of people making money. I'm just fired up. They were fired up. So we didn't have to overcome all those, well, show me your paycheck. I didn't have a paycheck, right? But they knew me. See, Mike and Noel were coming to my Amway opportunity meeting every week. That's how we developed a relationship. It was even before they got married. They were just like drinking buddies. Can you imagine? They were just drinking buddies when I met them. They were youngins. And then we spent time getting to know each other and trusting each other. And then I hoodwinked Noel to get involved in the recruiting company. Do you see what I'm talking about? There's a relationship that's built over time that is there already. So imagine when they got in the business, we got into business together, we were going to go after this thing. We drove down to Raleigh, North Carolina, 9-10 hours in a van because all these people trusted me. And that's where 8 figures of override income came from on my team because of relationships that we had developed over time. And so y'all out there have people on your warm market list that are like a Mike and Noel. I guarantee. You just haven't talked to them yet. Or people that you know people that know people. See that the trust is already there. It's inherent within the relationship. And man, it rocks. It rocks. That's why we spend time on it. Because why would we spend time on teaching you things that don't work as well? That'd be stupider for us. Remember, we're all like business owners here. We're all partners. The reason why we're partners is because we do the smart things. So why would we teach you to do dumb things or not as effective things? That's why we pound our market all the time. Now, what you have to overcome is, well, do I trust these people if I'm warm market? Or the other thing in your mind is, well, what if all my friends find out I'm in the insurance business? Well, that's a self-image issue. You got to get over that self-image issue. Do you think that we're embarrassed to be in insurance? I don't think anybody on this stage is embarrassed about telling people we're insurance. So why don't you use our credibility to your advantage and not yours, right?
Yeah, that was great. Give me a hand.
Yeah.
I want to take a slightly different tack on this situation. I mean, somebody comes to me and says, I recruited 20 people, I didn't get anybody started. One, I know it's not warm market. But two, well, because you got 20 friends on board and not one of them sold anything? They're not really your friends. Like, that just seems obvious. But when it's not uncommon for somebody who believes himself to be a recruiter that they come to me and say, I recruited 30 people and not one got started. I go, was that like 30 in a month or 30 in a year? Because that makes a difference. If it takes you a year to recruit 30 people, you're not going to see the same results. If you're going completely cold market on ZipRecruiter, if you have 30 people, 30 recruits, contracted, licensed agents in a month, you will have somebody write something. But if it takes you a year, that's a whole different, compressing those time frames matters. 30 in a year is nothing compared to 30 in a month. I promise you. So one of my big feedback was, I don't really care how good you are at getting somebody started. Sounds like you need to recruit 60. Maybe go 90. Maybe 120. You've got some sort of personality conflict with yourself that people aren't buying into what you're saying. They're signing a contract, but they're not moving forward. You got to figure it out. The only way I know to figure it out is to recruit more until you go, oh.
It would be like going on 30 appointments, and they agree to meet with you. They let you in the house, and they sit down with you for an hour, but none of them buy.
Yeah.
That's
It happens.
It happens.
But is your breath all stanky? Like something's, do you eat broccoli and it's just stuck in your teeth? You need something.
On a mint.
Something is turning them off.
Something.
Yeah. Maybe you post stupid crap on Facebook and they saw it.
Getting personal.
Ouch. Sorry. I'll back off.
Does he have a good question?
Maybe it was MySpace.
Did you vet it?
I rearranged it a bit.
Huh?
I rearranged it a little bit.
Okay. Access. Tell us who you are and who hired you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Nelson from Rayford, North Carolina. Direct to Maria Simpson on the Mike and Noel Leventovich team.
All right. Woo!
My question, with all the wonderful training and information that we're getting, what's the first thing we should do when we get back?
What do we do?
Well, there's going to be better answers. Since I have the mic, I'll go first. Something. Something. Don't do nothing. Do something, but don't try to take the whole conference and go apply it on Sunday afternoon. Find one thing that you're going to get really good at until we come back in April, is what I would say. And then pick up the next thing and the next thing. Andy told me years ago, never underestimate the accumulation of a little bit. It adds up over time. Don't try to be partner in 90 days. Just try to get really good at that next thing for the next 90 days. It'll add up.
What if he's asking you the same thing? Forget what he said. You can say the same thing, but what would you say? Like what do I do next? Suppose he's not on. So he hired Maria, and then one down is this guy. So imagine it's I don't know, Leo hired somebody, and it's Chris. What do you say to him?
Okay. I mean, I learned from you. We went to a John Maxwell conference years ago, and he always said that when you're reading a book, mark down things that you immediately have to change. And I would say, from this conference marking down the things that you have to change, and then get with someone that's like a Mike and Noel or a growing up line and say, hey, here's my list of things that I learned that I think I need to change in my business. Which one should I do first? So if you have a list of like 5 or 10 things, you can't change 10 things at one time. But what they'll say is these 2 right here I would do right now and do those immediately. And then once you master those 2, move on to the next 2, and then the next 2, and move down that list.
So I've had the advantage of hearing them too, but I'm going to say what I say all the time is the power of your questions. How persuasive are your questions? So I'll be like, Chris, come closer to the mic. Of all the stuff you've heard, you could do this, and this will be very helpful, and you could do this and this. What's the one thing that you've heard that if you did that, it would make the biggest change in your business? What's that one thing you've heard that would change your business the most, you think?
Call all the people in my phone.
You think that would be the best?
That would be the first thing I would do.
You think so? What else have you heard that you probably should start doing?
Invest in the estate plan.
Invest in an estate plan, like get one scheduled, get it on the calendars. Are you licensed?
Yes.
Life and health?
Yes.
Have you sold any annuities before?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Warm market or off of leads?
Both.
Do you have the money to pay for a seminar?
Yes.
Do you know, like, you got to have an office and all that little stuff?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Do you have an office?
Yes.
Just good questions. So you think you should call all the people you know. Let me ask you this. Of all your friends, could you kind of describe the ones that you should probably call first? What do you think? I'm not going to tell you what to do. Can you describe the ones you should call?
The ones that are successful and I think might not need to do this.
I think that patient cure yourself. You heard that? How many think he's an idiot and this is not what he should do? How many think, I wish I'd have hired him? Oh, you did? No. But Chris, come here. Okay, so we like your first 2 things. What do you think is kind of the third priority?
I'm going to be honest, I don't know.
Have you got secretary or staff or anything?
No.
Now that I've asked that,
Start looking for staff.
now that I asked that, you think that's a good idea?
Yes.
We think you're a genius. Go away.
Yeah, my question,
Hold on.
sorry.
We're still thinking about how smart we are.
Yes, sir.
Because when you ask a person, what do you think you should do next? And they go, I have no idea. And you go, of all the things you heard, not anything stands out as more important. You know what I'm saying? No, they all seem like everybody's committed to what they were preaching. But you personally, you just keep working them. But if they say something dumb, like I think what I need to do is go back and get in bed with all my product brochures and get some photo shoot.
What's wrong with that?
Okay. I don't know if y'all, it's not always going to work if you ask somebody what they think is product because they might have some dumb ideas. but he didn't. We loved his thinking. All right.
My name is Adam. I'm from Jake Furray and Drew Chavis's team out in Albuquerque. My question, Fitz had mentioned when you're doing the recruiting, because I'm pretty new, this is my second full month. January is my second full month running business. Fitz had said when you're doing warm market, the trust should pretty much already be there as far as not, being able just to kind of throw the job details at them. When it comes to cold market, is there any kind of suggestions or tricks on how to build that instant trust or
Hey, I got one more dumb question for Chris. I just need one word, yes, or I could word as no. I feel like an idiot for not asking this. Chris, did you buy a ticket for the next convention? Okay, all right, okay. I just want to make sure. Okay.
So the question was building trust with a cold market recruit. Show up on time for the interview. That's huge. Call them by their name. I think if people like you, they'll listen to you. Zig Ziglar said that. And if they trust you, they'll buy. And I think step one is really just being likable. Find common ground. I said it last night in the breakout. There's so many people in this world today that are looking for differences between everybody else. I think we'd get a lot farther if we found commonalities. And there's some people that, hey, I'm just not going to get along with that person at all. Don't mess with them, right? But a way of building trust is show up on time, call them by their name, and be interested in what they're interested in. Rather than trying to be interesting, be interested. Ask them questions about them. People like people who are like them. If I'm not making any statements about me, I'm just asking questions about them, they think I'm just like them. I may be completely opposite. That's okay. I make money with people who are completely opposite of me too. It's all right. If everybody was just like me, that'd be a nightmare. I like everybody being a little bit different. So, that's a quick answer to that.
So once you've got them to like you, it's the same as an in-home sale in my mind. So the next is, what's their pain? They're selling insurance already. How's it going? What do they like? What do they not like? If they're not selling insurance, what do they not like? Do they understand what passive income is? If not, it's like, well, does your job have it? If not, well, dear God, that must suck. Now, I don't say that, but that's what I'm thinking. So how to educate them to see that? Because that's where I was at when somebody educated, when Alex and Andy educated me on passive income. It was like, it was like an awakening in the skies. The angels were like, oh, and I walked away from engineering 6 weeks later. So it's like once you get their pain, can you then lay out the solution in a way that's clear? And then from there, can you care about them and like them like you would like your own child? Can you think about them in a way where you're remembering to feed them and change their diapers as they're growing up through the business? As they're early in that infant stage, can you make sure you care enough to BAM family and guide them to the next step? And if it's you've got to choose to be the parent in that relationship. At least I've had to realize that. Yes, I've got staff that can help out, but foundationally, it's like I've got to care or have staff that cares to help if we're going to move them from there.
Thank you.
Ho. Can you tell me 3 things that you could say to a person when you're on the phone with them, recruiting them, that's going to make them like you? Tell me 3 things that'll make them like you.
From a personal perspective from me, like something
Yeah,
about
how do
myself?
you get people to like you on the phone?
Well, I'm pretty easygoing. I like to make jokes, not like immature jokes, but I like to, keep it friendly. I'm real friendly.
So you think they like friendly?
Friendly, yeah.
So that's one. We got friendly.
Kind of like how you guys said, I can kind of like when you're in the home, I try to bring up something that's relatable to whatever they're talking about.
Relate to them.
Relatable. Yes.
Relate to them.
And good attitude, energy, high energy. when
High
I'm talking?
energy.
Yeah.
So high energy, relatability, and friendly.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. Y'all think it'll work? It's a good start. What's your name again?
Adam.
A-D-A-M.
Adam Griego, Albuquerque, New
Adam.
Mexico.
Adam. See how you're smiling now? And what did I say that was so genius?
My name.
Yeah. It's weird how it makes people smile. Sometimes my wife will be screaming my name. What? Andy, get in this house. It's raining out there. You gonna come here and track mud all over? Get in the house. Andy!
That's better than product brochure.
Thank you.
He's like, I've had enough. Does that help, Adam? I got one more question for you. I need a yes or a no. You got a ticket for next event?
Yes.
Got you. Yay. But I keep coming back to questions like getting people just working them. Working them and working them and working them. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, my name is Kylie Kite. I'm from Mooresboro, North Carolina. So we've all heard the quote, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. My question is, how do you beat the monster between your two ears? How do you beat the monster between your two ears of self-doubt?
How do you beat the monster between your two ears? That's so easy, I'm going to let Abian answer that.
Wow. The monster. What do you call it? The monkeys? The monkeys in your head? The monkeys in your head. Here's the thing that I do. First thing I do is I get around people that got their act together. So you hang around people that don't got their act together. You don't want to hang around them because they keep causing doubt and fear in you. That's, to me, the monkey. The monkey is doubt and fear. You don't believe in yourself. You don't believe you can do it. It's what the enemy puts in your head and then surrounds you with people that put that crap in your head. So you spend less time with them and more time around people like in the front row, the people that got rings. When you got crap going on in your head, call your upline. Who's your upline growing manager?
Stephen Davis.
Stephen Davies. Okay. Well, we know that you probably got a solid person right there. When you got the monkeys speaking to you, then get Stephen on the phone and make sure he keeps your mind right. Are you reading books? What book are you reading right now?
13 Invaluable Laws of Growth. By,
I'm sorry?
13 Invaluable Laws of Growth.
Grow. Is that book helping you?
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Okay. You're doing the right thing. So let me ask you a question. When do you start feeling that doubt, negative, and all the monkeys in your head?
They never stop. And the hard part is I thought achievement was the answer to get more and more education. You know, you talk about you need to have all the you don't need to have all the product knowledge. The achievements doesn't make it stop.
If I let you just kind of walk back and forth and gave you the green light to address, it ain't against flesh and blood, but it's powers and principalities that we fight. Just a little bit. I'm going to turn you loose just a little bit, Preacher Abe. Not too much. Don't bleed on them.
All right. Where's Marcus? He can quote the scripture for me. Okay. Look. There's an enemy out there that he doesn't want you to succeed. He's the deceiver that puts doubt in your mind. And when you got that crap going on, you're letting him in your head. It's like inviting the vampire in the room. And when you give life to that self-doubt, the enemy's winning, right? I'll just be honest with you. Can I be honest with everyone in here? Okay. I've increased my prayer life. Do you have a prayer life?
I do, yes.
Okay, you believe in God in heaven.
I do, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Here's how I keep my life centered. My prayer life has gone through the roof this past 3 years. Like what I've done is I've surrendered to him that has saved me. Right? And so any doubt and confusion in my mind, I know is coming from the enemy. And so, you know who I think about right away? My Lord. Jesus, I'm giving up for you. What do I need to do next? And I do the thing I need to do next. But I pray. I pray in the morning. I pray midday. I pray 5 to 7 p.m., somewhere in there. And then I pray at night. Do you have a disciplined prayer life?
I do, yes. And thank you for saying that, because that's honestly what God himself has been telling me too. So thank you.
See, here's the crazy thing. What we teach is how to have an awesome financial life. And then we put together the plan, a disciplined plan every day to get there, right? But how many of us think about having an awesome spiritual life with our Heavenly Father, who loves to hear from us? He knows what you need, but he loves to hear you voice his need to him. And when you speak to him, he loves you. He gave you his son. He loves you. And when you give that up to him, he will bless you. He'll bless you with protection. See, sometimes we put the umbrella up of self-doubt, of all the blessings he wants to give you, but you're the one preventing it. Yes. Bring the umbrella down. Say, Lord, I'm yours. What do I need to do next? Let Stephen Davies, man of faith, guide you. You're going to be all right.
Thank you.
All right?
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. How many of y'all need to hear that? Stand up and tell Abian he did a good job. Have you bought a ticket to the next event? That's good stuff. And then, there's just there's no one answer, but if it works for you, pick it. Like, here's another answer. Can you hear the voices in your head when you're speaking out loud? So if you walk around like, I'm a winner, I can do this thing, can you actually hear the spirits in your head talking, and the monkeys and the monsters? Because every time I'm talking about, woo, I'm getting ready to kick some ass, somebody get ready to die, I don't hear anything. And then I stop, I'm like, you're an idiot. And I'm like, woo, I'm going to kick some butt, because it goes away as soon as I start talking again.
The other thing, calendar. It's like the moment I can start to see the monkeys and hear their names, and I see that there's a party, I say, ooh, I need to get to work. I find if I'm thinking about someone else, another agent, another client, my kid, my wife, then I don't listen to the monkeys. They're there, but if I'm too busy, I can ignore them and they lose power over me.
I got a ringing in my ear. Tinnitus, they call it. Tinnitus, what do you call it? But I don't hear it when I'm even thinking about it. It is the weirdest thing. Because when you said that to me, it started ringing like crazy. I was like, great, here we go. Thinking about it. We're going to have to move on to something else. Hey, I got an idea. We'll get her question. We'll start thinking about her.
I'm April Sovey, and Shayla Osuna hired me. Hi, I'm April Sovey, and Shayla Osuna hired me.
Shayla Osuna?
Osuna, yes.
Okay. The mics are, it's making the sound go towards y'all, not us. So we're having a hard time hearing it. So say it into that and loud enough so we can hear it.
How would I recruit someone who is already a lot more successful and experienced than I am?
How would she recruit somebody more successful than she is?
How do you feel you should be able to recruit someone more successful than you are?
Andy, he's learning. He's learning.
Well, I have an answer, but I don't know if it's
if you were forced to say something sharper than you are, if you were forced to say something, or we were going to shoot you, and you had to say something to them to recruit them, what do you think you would say?
I'd offer to introduce him to one of you guys.
You would what?
Offer to introduce him to one of you guys.
So you would offer to introduce them to one of us?
Yeah.
How about Osuna? Would you
absolutely.
offer to? Would you?
Yes.
Would you risk that?
Yeah.
You trust Osuna?
Absolutely.
Would you trust Marvin more or Shayla?
Well, Marvin's older.
He's older, not much taller. But he's got a lot more age. Age over beauty, is that what you go with?
Right now, yeah.
All right,
I like her answer.
Gas, what do you think? Come here, come here.
Here we go.
Remember that time I saved Riddle's life? What do y'all think? Get him to talk to Osuna? Yeah.
And like not have her think she's part of the business per se.
Oh, yeah. Okay, tell me that. And a caveat.
Okay.
We agree, bud.
Okay.
Right, we got it.
We totally agree, but so one of the best ways to do it, because the person that's really sharp is going to judge the business on you when you say, oh, I'm doing this great business and I would like for you to meet my upline. Okay, they're going to I don't pretend to know your credibility, but let's say they're going to associate anything you share with them with you and your credibility, no offense, okay? Now, if you just say, hey, I got this really successful businessman in Reno, right? His name's Marvin Osuna. He's known all over the country for his financial services business. He's really kicking butt. And he was telling me, hey, who do I know that's super sharp that you think might be a good addition to our team because we're looking to build our team? And, I thought about you right away. Now, I don't know if you're looking for anything, but he's looking for some sharp people. You know what? I could arrange a conversation with you and him if you're open. So I got to do, just plant the seed. If he says, oh, man, really? Or he could say, I'm not looking for anything. You found out what you needed to find out, right? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So what you're doing is the right thought process. It's how you do what you do. It's more important for you, like if you're going to let your upline call your list, edify the upline and what they're doing, but you don't have to say, yeah, we're business partners, especially the last job you had was a fryer at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? So you separate the credibility, then your upline has a chance to bring their credibility in, as long as you edify them, and then it just paves the way. Now, if they're sincerely open, they'll go for it. If they're not, cool. But you did the best to stack the deck in your favor. Does that make sense?
You're making them say it. You got us going right. You got us going right with your suggestion, which we agreed with, and then he took it to another level. Is Ann Tendong in the house? Ann, could you come up here on stage? Give her more encouragement. She don't even know. How you doing?
I can't complain. I'm successful.
You are successful. So tell everybody who you are and how you get involved in this business and what you're excited about. Okay, so let me tell y'all this. Do y'all know the Force of Nature deal, the business, the contest where you had to get at least 4 wide, at least 4 deep, and somebody had to do 10,000? Only one person has accomplished that. This one right here. Force of Nature. She's a force of nature, baby. She did it. So I want to talk about my recruiting game for 50,000 bonus points, okay? But I want you to just tell them who you are and how excited you are and what's going on in your business and your life.
Hello.
Hey, don't hold back.
Oh, yes, I'm giving it all. How are we doing? Everybody is pumped up? We are going far in this hall. My name is Ann Tendong. I'm a grandma. I joined the Alliance just on my birthday, October 18th. I came to the boot camp. I was invited and recruited by Miss Bridget Eminem. So when I came here, Andy got me on stage. And he said, tell us something. I said, I'm a recruiter. If you invited somebody and you are not keeping them close, I might recruit them. And that is exactly what I do. So, there was that contest, right?
Yes.
On the Saturday after the convention, I noticed that somebody was running very fast. I had forgotten. So I saw somebody had recruited 9. I was like, no way, I am going to win. I got on it. I recruited 12 people that day. Yes. On Monday, I called Adam. I said, hey, I won. He said, that's not called recruiting. Let me tell you what is recruiting. When that person is licensed and appointed with a provider, I was like, oh, that's not what I thought. It dropped me back to 9.
So let me get it straight. So you thought if they said, I want to do it, you thought that counted as a recruit?
I thought that when I prospect you, I get you to get the policy, and I get you to join the business, I buy the materials for you, you were recruited.
But no.
No, that's fast-tracked. So now, I was down to 9 licenses, and somebody was flying. So we're equal. I said, no way, I have to win. On Monday, I started calling everybody I've ever talked to on my phone list. I got some licenses. I told them they dream again. I made them dream so big. And that's how they joined. So I was up to 26.
So did you have somebody write 10,000?
Yes.
Are they here?
Yes, I recruited
Who are they?
somebody.
Are they here?
She is called Edna Goy.
Get her up here. Get her up here. So she's the one you got to do 10,000?
Yes. So this is Edna Goy. She did not do 10,000. She went more, 15,800. So they said, do 4 deep. We didn't do 4 deep. We did 6 wide, 4 deep, 2, 2, 2. So as we speak now, Edna did, instead of 3 policies, she issued pay 4. As we speak, she is running for AM. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm just 3 months old in this business. Confirm AM, agency manager. That was on the 13th. And now, Vice President running.
Bridget Eminem, you got to come up here, girl. Eminem, come up here. It's Bridget Eminem.
And there is Billy, the person who did the big call, you see?
Yeah.
Billy.
Is he here?
Yes, Billy.
Philip! Philip! Is it Philip?
Yeah, Billy. P-I-L-L-Y. Billy.
Billy! 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 Don't you go off of that stage.
Please never give up. No matter where you are coming from, you can do it. And tender, the unstoppable. Yes.
You got, is Haji here?
Haji is here.
Haji, come up here. You got any, hey, let me ask you this. You got anybody better than Haji? I mean, anybody else that's better than Haji out there?
Yes, we have We have.
She's been with us 3 months, folks. With Kat's team,
we
Emily
have
Kat's team.
Sharon Erijo.
What do you think, brother? Crazy, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wow, guys, this is amazing.
Haji standing there is my first son.
Let me ask you this. On a scale of 100, how mean are you to these people, or nice? How demanding that they get a ticket for the convention that's coming up? Stage to success. Were you encouraging them? Are they already bought their tickets? Or you just don't even care? Are you a 1 lackadaisical or a 100? They got to get a ticket. How do you do it?
I am 2,000 in. Everybody here has bought their ticket. Not only one, I got 10 tickets. And every leader standing here has more than 3 or 5. When I came here, I wasn't anything, I just joined. So if I'm coming here after 3 months on this stage and talking like you, then we should buy more tickets and invite people. We will make it here. I call this the second chance, like Adam says. But it is better said in French. Blessé de guerre, it means wounded warriors. So you can make it, and you will make it. We all will win as one.
Just say hey, tell them who you are and how fired up you are. Talk to us a little bit.
My name is Bridget Eminem, and I joined the Alliance in April 2024. And I remember climbing up the stage, Andy, and I told you I had just come to my first convention, and I had climbed up the stage as a district manager, and I told you I wasn't playing. I told you I was going to come back strong. And right now, I have brought 30 people on my team to this convention. And
More coming.
we're fired up.
All right, guys, hope this was helpful. We're fired up out of our mind. We've given you examples. We're trying to answer it. What's next? Let's go. Thank y'all very much. Love y'all. Give me the mic.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Andy.
Love y'all. Take care.